Hello and welcome back to Probably Shouldn't Be Recording This, episode 14. I am your humble host, Josh Love. I'm just finishing up work. I'm recording this a little earlier than normal. I have undergone a schedule change. Normally, my old schedule was Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 4:30 to 3. And now I work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 12 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. So I'm now on overnights. And it has been quite an adjustment. I I get home around 11 o'clock, and then I take like an hour to 2 hour nap. Wake up from that nap, do stuff around the house, uh, clean the cat box for the cats, make sure there's no dishes in the sink, uh, all of that kind of fun stuff. And then I pick up my youngest from the bus stop around 4-ish, and then I come home, make sure that he gets a snack and all that jazz, make sure he's good before I usually try and wait until my wife gets home from work so I can at least see her uh, before I go to bed. Um, and then I go to bed around 6, wake up at 10:30 sometimes, and then start my day. It has been quite interesting to say the least. Um, I think I'm getting used to it. But normally, it should take your body like a week to 2 weeks to get used to that kind of schedule change. Uh, I'm a huge fan of getting off at 10:30 in the morning. Love that. Love that for me. A huge negative is I'm now working on Saturdays, which sucks because that's, you know, the weekends are what I usually use to hang out with the wife because she has weekends off. So now that has been reduced to Sunday, and now I get 2 days off during the week when everybody else is, working. So I guess that's kind of cool. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of out on that so far. But, when you work in transportation, your schedule is bound to change. Uh, I do feel like I am more productive on this morning shift. I uh, I think today I had my best day of work ever since I've been here. I was productive. I was efficient. I was, sending out emails. I felt like a good little worker bee, and it's been a while since I felt like that. What I also think is to uh, give some credit to the GLP ones that I'm taking. I did my second dose on Monday. I have already lost 8 pounds, so I am that much closer to my goal, but losing 8 pounds in a week is kind of crazy to me. It has completely changed my relationship with food. I had a bite of a brownie on a couple days ago, like 3-4 days ago, just to see if I still liked the taste and still like whatever. And so I took a bite, and it tasted weird, so I had to spit it out. So, and I can guarantee you that's the first time in my life where my fat ass spit out a brownie. I brownies, like making brownies and then eating basically the entire pan was kind of my thing. Love making brownies, but now I have I have no I don't crave sugar. I'm not waking up in the middle of the night from a dead sleep and craving like toast with butter and Nutella, which was my go-to. Underrated if you put Nutella on top of toast with butter already on it. It's incredible. Um, but I'm eating so much less. For lunch today, I had yogurt with granola, with a protein bar, and a cheese stick, like a mozzarella cheese stick, the ones you peel and eat. Um, and I also was gonna have a banana, but after having my granola and my protein bar and my stick of cheese, I was good, and I'm still full. I had my lunch was 5 hours ago, so I mean the stuff works. It's incredible. It's changing my brain chemistry. Uh, I am also noticing a little bit more that I don't enjoy vaping as much. It doesn't give me the same feelings. So I have heard that's one of the plus side effects when you're on GLP-1 medication is that if you are a smoker, if you are a vapor, it changes your taste towards it. So I'm definitely vaping a lot less, which is very cool. Um, so overall, I mean, I'm really enjoying this experience. The whole family's on board. We're eating healthier meals. Um, and we could still eat our regular meals, tacos, burgers, and stuff. Um, like the other day, we had hot dogs and salad. But instead of getting a hot dog, putting ketchup, mustard, relish, jalapenos, hot sauce, putting all the works on the hot dog, I just cut up the hot dog and put it in a salad, and it was amazing. And then the other day we had rotisserie chicken and whatever was left, I just put on top of a salad, and it was amazing. And it kept me full. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get used to being full after eating salad, because that's never happened in my lifetime. So GLP-1 medication it's truly a lifesaver, and I'm very grateful that I have the opportunity to use it. And um, it's going to extend my life. I haven't really had any side effects. I was nauseous once, and then I had a slice of pizza right after being nauseous. Um, my stomach did not like that. It basically immediately rejected it. So, this is going to change my eating habits for the better. And I was always the first one to, I work early morning hours, 10 hours a day. So when I get home from work, the last thing I want to do is cook a full meal. But now, not only is my energy level different, like I don't fall into the tempting of fast food because it's easy, it's quick, and I can feed the whole family sometimes for less than $40, which is pretty awesome. But now I don't even crave that. Like if I go out to eat to any kind of restaurant, it's going to change on what I get. So I'll be curious if there's a time here coming up where one of the kids wants to get us food, and I'll actually have to. I'm a very I'm a very consistent orderer. I find something at a restaurant and I order it, and I keep ordering the same thing. I don't know if that's tism. I don't know if that's whatever, but that's just how I've always been. I find something I like and I just order it over and over. Um, but yeah, it's been a pretty incredible journey so far, and it's week 2, so that's pretty crazy. Excuse me. So that's my update on my GLP-1 usage and how my body's reacting. Luckily for me, it's taking very well to the medication, which I'm very pleased with. Um, another thing I wanted to talk about is so the transfer portal with the Nebraska Cornhuskers football team has been open since January 2nd. It's going to close, I think later on today is the final day that people can enter the portal. And when I last spoke to you guys, people were kind of up in arms about what was happening. And Nebraska has brought in 16 new players. They have addressed a lot of their needs. I think they've done a pretty decent job in the portal and bringing in people. But another thing that happened today was their special teams coach, Mike Eckler, has been, it's been speculated that he is now taking a job with USC. And you guys have to understand what Mike Eckler did for Nebraska special teams, which was one of the worst in college football in 2024. And Mike Eckler had one season, and they were in the top 20. Incredible difference was made. And a lot of people thought, Mike Eckler, former, uh, he's from Nebraska, that he was there to stay. And it seems to not be the case. He's apparently being on his way to USC to be their special teams coordinator, plus coaching a position, which it seems is the main reason why he's leaving. And of course, half the fan base is already out on Matt Rule, so they're just so quick to like, well, just another fuck up from Matt Rule. We finally get a good coach, and we can't keep him for longer than a year because he doesn't want to do this, that, and the other. It's like, look, guys, Matt Rule just hired a new defensive coordinator, and that defensive coordinator is going to want to bring in his coaches, what coaches that he wants to work with. And it's not exactly a good look if your new defensive coordinator gets hired and then the coach is like, well, no, you have to have our special teams coach now coach a position because that's what he wants. And Matt Rule gave an interview the other day where he said in the middle of this most recent season, he offered Eckler a contract extension and he didn't sign it. So he wanted to keep the coach here, and the coach wanted to coach a position. At least that's what's being said. So he's going to a university that he's going to be able to do that. I don't see anything wrong with that. Mike Eckler's been a football coach for 22 years, and he's been at 11 places, 11 universities. No university longer than 3 years, so he's a bit of a coaching nomad, and that's kind of how it is. And yes, it's unfortunate that he didn't stay at Nebraska, his hometown state, but he has to do what he feels is best for them and him, and what Matt Rule feels best for the team. And Matt Rule's confident that they can bring in one of Eckler's assistants that he had on staff already and just run the same kind of scheme, and everything's going to be okay. So, I mean, only time will tell. But the thing that I really wanted to talk about is Husker fans, you guys are so terrible to yourselves. You look for anything and everything that could go wrong, and you always expect that that's what's happening. Like I already saw that some some stuff on message boards that were just basically saying, oh, Eckler and Rule didn't get along. Eckler's like a real high energy kind of a psycho. But I mean, he's good at what he does. And according to other people, other fans, quote unquote, that rubbed Matt Rule the wrong way. So they said that Matt Rule they're saying that this is Matt Rule's fault because he didn't get along with Mike Eckler. And then I saw another post that says if you watch Matt Rule and offensive coordinator Dana Holgerson's interactions, it doesn't look like they like each other either. It's like, you guys have no fucking idea what's happening. Um, like, you can read into body language all you want, but body language always doesn't tell you the whole story. Like, I could have shitty body language towards someone, but I at certain points, but I also, adore that person, or I enjoy incredibly being in their company. But sometimes my body language can be terrible, and that's everybody. Everybody's not going to have perfect body language all the time. And I just think you guys are doing a disservice to yourself by looking into every little single thing and, making a mountain out of a molehill. Because, you know, 9 times out of 10 is not exactly what's going on. But we we play these scenarios over and over in our head, and always expect the worst. I mean, the Nebraska fan base has been through some terrible fucking times the last 20 years. The last time they were in a national championship was 2001, 25 years ago. Uh, the last time they were in contention for a national championship, I think, was 2009. So that's 16, 17 years ago. And this is a proud fan base. Uh, this is a fan base that expects the best, because that's what we got in the 90s and some of the early 2000s. So now that we've had 25 years of, basic shit, it wasn't until Matt Rule got there that they, won over seven or more games in a season, back-to-back seasons. And Matt Rule has done that in the last 2 seasons. But I think I really do think it's Matt Rule's, um, his attitude. Sometimes I guess he could come off as a used car salesman. Um, People don't feel like he's being genuine. I'm the exact opposite, and I can usually get a good read on people, and my initial read on people is usually never wrong. Uh, I haven't gotten that from him. I think he's genuine. He wants to win in Nebraska. He loves being the head coach at University of Nebraska. But at a certain point, there's just a sect of fans that are out. They're out on the coach. And nothing he can say or do is going to change that. So in any little thing that goes wrong, it's, woe is me. Rule sucks. Then the University of Nebraska sucks. We're never going to be good again. All of these, negative Nancy type of feelings. And I don't know. It's just a vicious cycle that we got to get out of. Yes, the college football season technically stops. It's going to stop uh, at the end of this week, I think. That's when it's Monday is when the national championship is. And then after that, there's no football until September. Late August, early September. Uh, so when people say that college football is year round, they're not wrong, because there's once the championship game happens on Monday, and then it's 2 months, and then it's March, and then it's spring football, and then people have their spring games, and then from April to early July is the off season. But I mean, when you're a Nebraska fan, Husker football is every day, Monday through Sunday, 24 hours a day. Um, and I just wish that people, like, when the off season happened, technically, late April to July, just I wish there was like a switch. You turn your Husker football switch off, and then you can go enjoy your life. Because I often wonder, these people that are posting on negative on message boards, on Twitter, on, whatever kind of social media, that, doom and gloom every day, all the time. Like, what is your personal life like? What's your relationship with your family? Because I read it. I read this stuff every day, and I'm just like, I can't put myself in uh, that mindset. I have an awesome wife. I have wonderful kids. If I was how some of these fans are online, if I was like that online and then took that home, I'd be a miserable person to be around. And I can't put my mind in that kind of mood. So it's just I just wonder if it wouldn't be better if there was some kind of switch you can turn on and off. But Husker fans, I love you. Just take it easy on yourselves, okay? Not every single action that happens to the football team or the head coach needs a reaction from you. You really a lot of times just got to let shit play out. Because when you let shit play out, it usually, 9 times out of 10 works itself out. So I don't know how else to say it, but just relax. It's not life or death. It's Husker football. Please go live your life. Go on vacations with your family. Take your wife out on dates. Take your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is. Be present. Don't always have one foot dipped in the Husker football pool, and that's like only thing you care about with passion. Because Husker football fans are passionate, but I really hope that they're passionate about other things in their life as they are about the Huskers. So I know I am. I'm super passionate about my family, um, and I try and show that to them as much as I can. Uh, and finally, I had this thought. Um, I really wish that there's that hacker group, Anonymous. I wish they were more prevalent. I wish they were more forceful in their actions. I wish there was a way that this group could kind of uh, I don't know, force the hand of certain things, like, because the Epstein files are getting released at a snail's pace, but like there's horrible shit coming out about this, but it's honestly like nobody cares because like there's redactions and all of this stuff. I just wish there was a group. You see this all the time in like movies, video games, where these groups, these hacker groups, are so powerful and they could do all of this stuff. In these movies and in these video games, it's always done for a negative purpose. I just really wish one time, and I wish it was real, that hacker groups would be like, I know that hacker groups are real, but I wish that they would start doing stuff for the good of humanity. Whether that's exposing all of these politicians, whether it's local or foreign, and forcing real change to happen instead of us as Americans having to play this waiting game um, for waiting for the end of 2026 when midterm elections happen, and then fingers crossed we can flip the House, flip the Senate, and then basically Donald Trump is a lame duck president who can't do shit for 2 years, and then fades away to obscurity. Uh, I just wish there was more prevalent and forceful action for the good side of stuff. And I mean, it's it's optimistic thinking that I wish that could happen. Um, we have a president that's really leaning into the fact that they need Greenland and all of this kind of stuff. And we, the president of Venezuela, literally just gave him Donald Trump gave him her Nobel Peace Prize that she won, that she rightly won. But Trump, most likely being serious but having a joking kind of tone, said if she gives me the Nobel Peace Prize she won, I'll pull out of Venezuela. And she did it, and he's still going to remain in Venezuela. We don't need to be in Venezuela. We need, and this has always been my thing, we need to fix in-house issues first before we even think about helping other countries. There's so much shit wrong with this country that I really wish Republican, Democrat, whoever the fuck is in office really focuses on the United States, fixing the problems that are here. Because I feel once that happens, then we would be much better off when we go try and help these other countries uh, through these horrible dictatorship regimes and all that. So I don't know, man. I'm just mentally, I'm very tired. What's going on in the world? Uh, U.S. citizens are getting shot by ICE agents. There was another person that was shot in Minnesota, and the only reason I know for a fact, the only reason I know that they're going as hard as they are in Minnesota, ICE that is because, for one, Tim Walz is the former vice presidential candidate. That's where he's from. That's where he's the governor. And Minneapolis's mayor is staunchly against Trump and has gone on record saying to ICE in a press conference to get the fuck out of Minnesota. So, Donald Trump, he's a very powerful person. And he likes to throw his weight around. And he likes to try and get his way. And if you come out against him, then you become enemy number one. So I almost guarantee that's why it's so bad in Minneapolis right now. And I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm not going to stop caring ever, but I'm tired, guys. I just want this to stop. I want it to be over. And I don't know how long it's going to take. I'm going to hold on to my hope, though, because if you hold on to hope, there's always a chance. And with that, that is all I have for today. So thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. Wherever you go with love. I love you guys. Until the next time. Bye.